What about today? Mainly bring you a formula COUNTIF. COUNTIF such a function. Then there is also designed a COUNTIFS. There is a multi-condition count of s. So what about this formula? The main role is to calculate the cell. We take so many examples as an example. Suppose I want to calculate now how many females are there in this. So how to calculate it? Equal to COUNTIF. Double-click this prompt. Then the first parameter. Select the area where we need statistics. What about this area? We'll definitely include other content because we need to count this area. So it doesn't mean that we only count these areas. Enter a comma. After typing, then select the cell on the left. Here comes another right parenthesis. Then we complete a very initial. A formula for a COUNTIF. So what about this formula? Represents I need to be in the area from F2 to F21. To calculate how many females there are, the basis for this calculation is derived from how many cells there are. Thus, a cell will be calculated as 1. When you here, he will not calculate it into 2 females for you. This is something to note. Moreover, he will reduce your number by 1. Why? Because there is a female inside him. It is not a complete cell. There is only 1 female in it. It is different from this. In this case, you should pay attention to. Then we select this cell. Use the black cross in the lower right corner of the mouse to pull down. You will find out. What about another data? It is also equal to 10. Then at this time can you notice his first parameter from the original F2 to F21, converted to F3 to F22. This area has changed. Therefore, statistical errors often seen by novices. What should we do at this time? Let's double-click this place. Select our F2 to F21. Press F4 on the keyboard. If you have a laptop, it's Fn plus F4. If you have a Mac computer, that's Command plus T. Select right-click. Let's pull down further. You can discover our area. It's still this area. The statistical area has not changed. So what about this time? You did the right thing. When inside your object. In fact, the cell is not given. He just asks you to count. How many HRs are there here? So how do we deal with it? Input equals COUNTIF. Select COUNTIF. You can also press Tab by double-clicking. The first parameter is still this area. We select this area, comma. At this time we don't have cells to select. At this time we have 2 double quotes. Another right bracket between the double quotes. Just enter an HR and press enter. This means there are 3 hours in the middle. We can see these 3 hours. The data result is correct. This is our common. If no cell is given, what should be done? Then there is another situation. We are going to make statistics. How many of these names start with D? How many Ds are there? For example, take this situation as an example. What about this time here? These cells all contain D. We notice whether it is small d, capital D is still small. If you write D, it can be counted. Therefore this formula. It is not case sensitive. This is the point to note. Equal to COUNTIF. Left bracket. Just choose this area. At this time, because of our question requirement is to include D. Therefore we need to use a asterisk instead. I lost a D number in the middle. One more asterisk. Another double quote. Right bracket. At this time, asterisk in front of D. Represents unrestricted characters respectively. What are unqualified characters? It's just that I'm not sure if there are any characters in front of it. Or how many characters there are. Is it one or multiple? The same reason. The D at the back. This asterisk also means this. So what does this mean? Usually between very. Perform many kinds of text matching. Enter. Let's choose again. At this time we can get 7. What's next? Let's answer another question. How many names start with D? It's obvious. We should only have one. So how should I write it this time? Equal to COUNTIFS can choose S. You can also choose not to. Select this area. Comma asterisk. Come to right bracket. What up the time? Please note that the asterisk in front of me was deleted. It means I don't need the characters in front. It does not limit how many there are. How many characters? So it must start with D. I don't know how many characters, so it is D asterisk. Such a combination. I'm going to calculate the cell of it. Enter. The same one. I want to see how many of them end in D. Equal to COUNTIF. Select this area. Comma and D. Come on asterisk. It means I don't know how many characters. Unqualified characters. One more D. Another double quote. Enter with parentheses. This way you get this data. Then there is. This is a common text processing method. Statistical methods. So what's next? We do data processing. Take this year as an example. This is our hiring date. I want to count how many employees there are. Was hired before 2017. So how should we deal with it? English date format. It will be different from the Chinese date format. So we choose. You need to make sure that your date in this column is a common English date. Here we choose date. What about after selecting this date? Your data can only be used for count if equal to COUNTIF. The left bracket selects our area. Note that I selected this date area. Comma, this time we enter a less than. Less than sign and enter an and. This and means splicing. Then enter the function called date 2017. Comma 1. Give a parenthesis. Another right bracket. This means that I am in the system. In this formula, formed a date of January 1, 2017. So what about less than this date? It represents the data before 2017. Enter. We can find out at this time. 13 personnel were hired earlier than 2017. That's the same reason. Let's do another simple case. How many people's salary is higher than 60,000? The input here is equal to COUNTIF. The number on the left is selected in our area. The comma is greater than 60,000. Enter 60,000 directly. Give me a double quote. Give me a right parenthesis. Note that here is greater than. There are double quotes before and after to cause carriage return. This data is available at this time. That's the same thing. How many of our salaries are greater than or equal to? At this time, we need to copy the above cell. Enter and double-click to paste. Add an equal sign in the middle and press enter. Not equal to 60,000. Double-click. What about this time? We turn the greater than sign into. The combination of less than plus greater than is not equal to enter. This way you can get the corresponding data. The last problem. We need to count various departments. Number of men and women. What should be done at this time? At this time, we need to apply it to our absolute application and relative applications. We select this cell. Input equals COUNTIFS. At this time, because I have multiple conditions, you need to filter marketing in the department column. Filter my female in my gender column. Therefore it is multiple conditions. It is not like the single conditions cited in the above cases. Therefore we need to use count. The S after IFS represents the plural number. Double-click to select our first area. My department area. At this time we need to lock. Press F4 to stop this area from moving. When I expand the area to the right or down, this is always the department area. Comma, select our department. Press F4 twice. Confirm this of yours. Your $sign is added to 19. That's the number 19 above. This from this is a hybrid application, comma, and then select our gender area. Press F4, comma, and then select our gender. Note that at this time, the same gender must also press F4. Add $sign to I. Put a right parenthesis in front of and press enter. At this time we can calculate. In the marking department, gender female. There are 4 in total. Okay, let's select this cell. Move the mouse to the right and pull down. Okay, we can get our corresponding data. Since our data distribution is simulated, therefore, the results seem to be relatively regular. Actually, each of our departments must differentiate this data. What about its data? Is that along with my raw data? Making synchronous changes. This is COUNTIFS. If it helps, don't forget to follow me.